Hey, what's up everyone? And what's up doggy in the window of this car? Hi. Well, that just happened. It wasn't planned. But it's Wednesday, May 25th, 2022, and it's 86 Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius. The time is almost 3 p.m. in Miami, and I'm here for another live stream. Hope you're all doing well. I see the dog was enjoying himself. Couldn't really tell the gender of the dog. It's a bright and sunny day here in Miami. Got a little bit of clouds up there. This tree is actually turning colors. I see a little bit of red here, there's some yellow. Amy, love them too. Really seems like you're in a different place when you see the palm trees, like you're in a tropical setting, which Miami actually is. It's in like the same Caribbean Isles. And look at this. Speaking of tropical, there's a tour bus here to Key West, the Key West Express. I think this bus, if you were to book it direct, is about like $60 for a day trip to Key West. I think last year when I booked it, I did a discounted tour, and I think it was like $40. But what they do is they drive you to Key West like early in the morning. I don't know why it's here like in the middle of the afternoon, but when I took it, I left at like 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't get to Key West until like noon. And then we had about 6 hours to ourselves until we got back to the bus, and then returned back to Miami around 9 o'clock or so. I think I may consider doing another day trip like that to Key West. If I were to plan it myself, I know I'd probably try to get everything out of it, like driving there, filming, like staying over at some other stops before Key West. It's going to be a lot of work. But if I just take one of those buses, I don't have to worry about driving, because driving in itself is a chore, especially if you're doing it that long. Like 10 hours out of the day. Noodles X, when I took it, I think it was about $40, but if you book this one directly, I think maybe it's like $60. I have to look into it again. Larry Johnson, yes, I did move to Florida as of March 1st. And I do have my Florida driver's license. Vlog on that coming soon, because I had an experience getting it. Amy Lucio, you're really loving the new Florida videos. I'm glad you are. This is going to be the future location of the Waldorf Astoria residences. I'm actually not too sure if it's broken ground yet. I kind of remember someone saying that it did, but I'm not completely sure. Maybe we could take a look just through the crack in the boards here. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe, I don't know. John Smith, you stayed at this Holiday Inn. Excellent. Straight up, Jimmy, would you consider to live at Miami? You want to move out of New York? Hey, I'm living here now. I believe that someone's choice to live is really dependent on their circumstances. I think this over here is the construction office for the Waldorf Astoria. Yeah, John Smith, glad to be on another live walk in Miami. Now this project over here is led by the same development group that's building the Waldorf Astoria Tower. This building, by the way, is going to be called the Society Biscayne. And I'm going to show you a website of it right now. Society Be Inspired, Come Together. Cultivated studios, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom residences. But that's the renderings of what it's going to look like. They're advertising like a luxurious lifestyle. Move-in ready summer 2022. Really? I don't think they're going to meet that timeline. I mean, they sure are constructing fast, but this bottom right here is not ready yet. They still have like a lot of work to do up there. Thank you so much, Peter Laycock, with a 50-pound super chat. Really appreciate the support. Glad you could join in as well. And Peter, I also saw you gave a super chat during an earlier premiere. I think it was like 2 days ago when I wasn't there, so I want to thank you for that as well. Yeah, John, I'm not really too sure when the Waldorf Astoria is going to be finished. It hasn't really started construction yet at all. Society Biscayne. I remember when I first moved here, this wasn't even like 1 story yet, and now look at it. I can't believe that website still has a move-in ready summer 2022. That's going to be quite a stretch for them to finish by that time. I don't think they are. Oh, Lena, thank you so much. I gotta scroll back. I had another super chat from Rick Martinez for $2.99. Thank you, Rick. Sorry I skipped it over, but the chat's moving pretty quickly. Thank you so much. Yes, we have the FTX Arena. So today is going to be a pretty eventful day here in downtown Miami because the Miami Heat basketball team is going to be playing the Boston Celtics. And this is game number 5. Right now the series is tied, the Eastern Conference playoffs. And whoever wins the Eastern Conference playoff finals is going to advance to the NBA finals. So this is going to be like the tiebreaker, and whoever wins this has a good lead on the other. It's a best out of 7 series. The Tower of Snow, Enrique Martinez Celaya. Honors the 50th anniversary of Operation Pedro Pan, which brought thousands of Cuban children without their parents to the United States in pursuit of freedom and stability. And this is what it depicts. Someone's wearing a Boston jersey. Yeah, John, I'm aware. This series will go back to Boston, and there's a Lamborghini. I just noticed they got an awesome car, but not such a great driver because he was on his phone making the turn. I gotta joke with my brother about this. I'd be like, because my brother lives in the Boston area, and now I'm in Miami, so it's like, uh-oh, we got a little bit of a rivalry going on here. Even though I'm not into basketball, but I do live in Miami and he lives in Boston, so might be fun. This area over here is going to be the future Miami World Center. It's going to be like one of the first parts of downtown to really get revitalized. Pat, I don't really know when I'm going back to Ybor City, but that was pretty fun when I was in the Tampa area. Coincidentally enough, I saw an advertisement for the Paramount Tower. Dutch, my brother hasn't visited Miami yet since I've been here, so whenever he has an opportunity, I invite him to come. Actually, let me text him right now, because now that I'm talking about this. So over here, we have another CVS. I didn't know I had another CVS on Biscayne Boulevard. The other CVS was like 3 or 4 blocks down, and there's a second one. This is probably the most convenient one next to the stadium, so they probably get a lot of business when the games are on. You know, I always thought that this building over here was finished, but there's a lot of construction going on here. There's something going on there. There's also something going on over here. Guess it's not finished yet. And over there to my left, I hear some construction noise too. Jerry Davis asking what type of store is CVS. Its original name is short for Consumer Value Store. Sick plugs and my friend and fellow YouTuber Tom Delgado, by the way, Tom D NYC. Great channel if you want to check him out. That's who I learned it from. But basically it sells like pharmacy goods, convenience store stuff. That's what CVS sells. Hey, that crazy Disney lady. Welcome. Disney scene around the Orlando area. Once in a while I stop by and just to check how you're doing. Glad you're doing great. Sushi sake. I've also never noticed that they have a fountain here. Any fish? Nope, no fish. And no fish here, but it looks like a good restaurant, the Sushi Sake. Hey! I got a shout out. He's yelling, "Action kid." Gave me a thumbs up. I have to check this place out too. This looks cool. I think that says Sagra Joe. The script is kind of hard to read. Oh no, that one in the back, it's easier, the neon. Sagrado. Well, this is new. You know, maybe this building is open, but they need to do some like maintenance right now, because you see this? There's workers here and they have these people working all along the side of the building. That's why they have the scaffolding up. Oh, Zozo Sagrado means sacred. Thanks for the info there. Had no idea. Hopefully they can get this finished soon. Oh, Josian Sagrado is holy in Portuguese also. Good to know. This building here, I really like the design on it. It's like wavy and goes all the way up. But then again, if you own like a property here, if you had like that apartment over there, your balcony must be like really, really small. If you just get stuck with that little piece. But you may be able to get a better price for it because of the limited view. on your balcony. Oh, shot by Scott D. Every so often they repaint the surfaces of the buildings because the salt water wreaks havoc. That makes sense. Zoza really knows a lot about Miami, so he's saying that this skyscraper is Zaha Hadid's only skyscraper that she constructed in America, and she died overseeing its construction. That's a tragic tale. Cologne with $4.99, watching while you're resting your injured finger. It still hurts a lot. Thank you for the live. Thanks, Damaris. I hope you feel better soon. I know injured body parts, they can be really unpleasant for a while. I'm very careful to not injure myself or cut myself, which almost happened the other day, cutting up some vegetables, but luckily my skin is pretty tough. This museum, the frost signs, I still have to check out. And now the hairy part. The part that's really sketchy to walk past because they're doing so much construction here to Interstate 395, which is this highway in front of me. And I was reading that this project now is now over budget, and like a lot of government projects, right? They're gonna make this like colossal bridge with a double-decker setup, so cars are able to go on the top and the bottom, as well as like a pedestrian path. But this is over budget now, and now I think it's expected to open in 2026. Oh, John Smith, you only use the steak knives to cut things to avoid cutting myself. It really makes a difference. Well, today I was cutting up some stuff, like mincing some garlic and a little bit of onions, and I used a paring knife. The paring knife worked a little bit better than the chef's knife for that. Well, at least for the onion. I think for the garlic, you can still get away with a chef's knife pretty well. Oh yeah, Scott, you know it. There's no walkway on the other side. I was riding the bus once, and there was this woman who was walking right on the side of that other side of the street, and the bus driver was basically like scolding her. Not at her directly because the windows were closed, but he was like, "You see this lady? You shouldn't be walking here. You're gonna get hit by traffic." I don't know what they're thinking, and it's true. But it's also a fault on the city because they really should provide like a pedestrian access to continue it. That's one thing that I've noticed that Miami doesn't really do too well, because sometimes you come up along some construction, and I don't think the construction companies are required to make like an alternate path for people to pass. Or if they do, then it's pretty quick to set up, like over here. Yeah, Sonia, these are good pipes they have here. So here's the bridge that they're building. So this part of downtown is called the Arts and Entertainment District, as Omni. And it was called Omni because the Omni Hotel used to be here. My goodness. That's the problem with right turn on red. People treat it as go and don't stop. Meanwhile, they have to yield to the cars and the pedestrians who have the right of way. Yeah, Shelly, yeah, that was close. I'm not really too big of a fan of right turn on red. I've had many incidents of almost getting into crashes because of an unattentive driver. Ace 587, am I going to the Air and Sea Show this weekend at South Beach? I think I will. There's going to be an air show in Miami Beach, I think on Saturday. I'm not sure about Sunday, but it'll be fun to check out. Delirium 64, a croqueta and a cortadito. Thank you, Delirium 64. I'll keep it in mind for next time, but a croqueta and a cortadito. I'll check it out. Thank you. Yeah, John Smith, it's going to be a big weekend, Memorial Day weekend. It's a federal holiday. And it also kicks off the start of summer, the unofficial start of summer. BSM saying Miami has summer all year. No, even though Miami is in a tropical climate, I think this person can chill a little bit. they're honking at that driver in front of them for doing the right thing by stopping for me and waiting for me to cross. I don't get it with some people. But even though Miami has a tropical climate pretty much year-round, there are seasons here. During the winters, the temperature does get a little bit cooler. Yeah, John Smith, every Memorial Day weekend, you see almost everyone cooking on their outdoor grills. It's a very popular pastime to go out with friends and family and cook on the grills. Hamburgers, hot dogs, things like that. Belmar says that means the Bennies are coming to the Jersey Shore. I actually went to the Jersey Shore last year for Memorial Day weekend. I went to Asbury Park. But you'll see a lot of beach towns and beach communities have a lot of people for Memorial Day. So I would expect hot spots like Miami Beach, Venice Beach in California, Coney Island in New York City to have a lot of traffic. Yeah, BSM, you've been in Palm Beach area about this time of year. Advertising was saying surf and beach time is beginning. Good to know. You know, that might not be a bad idea for me to hit up Palm Beach this weekend. I think it might be cool. So this complex over here, it used to be the Omni Hotel and the shopping mall, but I don't think it's here anymore. Now it's home to the Miami International University as well as the Hilton Hotel. But this is where this complex got its name from, the Omni Neighborhood. But now it's just called the Arts and Entertainment District. And here we've got a luxury car dealership from Ferrari. We get to see some interesting looking cars here. Oh, look at this. Why is this all sandbagged off? Pretty incredible. There's a sticker on it, but I'm a little bit scared to see what the price is. Oh, this is a pre-owned car, certified pre-owned. It looks brand new to me. And here we have the collection pre-owned. Here we can get up closer to some of these cars. Paul's saying it's too expensive. I mean, yeah, it could be. Dutchman says, I'll take 2 for Tom Walks in Wall Street's birthday. I'll have to wish him a happy birthday. John Smith saying buying a car right now is double expensive, inflation. I know it firsthand. I had to do it myself just about a month and a half ago. I had to pay just about $10,000 over manufacturer's suggested price to get my car. Yeah, Belmar, it's pretty crazy right now with the car prices. But I have heard from a few sources that used car prices are starting to come down just because people aren't able to afford them anymore. And there are signs that prices in many other parts like the physical goods sector and home prices are starting to come down too. So perhaps there is some relief in sight for the high prices. Although if you go by a gas station, you probably won't really see any relief at the gas station. Steven Garashi was gonna buy a new car, but now I'm fixing a few things and keeping it. Yeah, and a lot of people are doing the same thing. I think I was reading an article, they said the average age of cars now on the road, I think it's like 12 or 13 years, which is like at an all-time high. So people are keeping their cars longer than usual now. Paul says nowadays hybrid vehicles are the way to go. Well, yes and no. It really depends on your lifestyle. If you're going to be using it a lot. Don't forget too, a hybrid car or electric car, they usually cost more money. And the dealership I bought my car from didn't even have hybrid cars in stock. So that was another issue. I couldn't even get a hybrid car if I wanted to. Steven, yours is 13 years old now. It gets good gas mileage. You see, you're right at the average age of cars, 13 years. Wow, Scott, that's amazing. You trade in a 20-year-old SUV and got $2,000 more than what they offered a year ago. I've even heard of some people who traded in their cars and they got more than what they paid for it when it was new. That's how crazy the car market is now with the global chip shortage. Hey, there's a payphone here. Is it working? It's off the hook, but well, I don't want to test it. I'm not even going to put it up to my ear. There's a dial tone, folks. Can you hear it? I'm putting it up to my chest. So Miami still has payphones, but New York City doesn't anymore. Or at least Manhattan doesn't, because I was reading an article that New York City got rid of their last payphone in the Times Square area. So payphones are still around. It is a relic, right? Eggy Hiccups. Cartoons and Coding asking what is my opinion on the last payphone being removed from New York City. I mean, it's a sign of the times. It's sad to see it go because it was an era where everyone was using the payphones. But hopefully they don't get rid of all those machines and they can keep it in like a museum or something so people can still see what they look like. But yeah, we have to move on with new technology. Dwayne says, what about seniors who don't use smartphones? Hey, I have a struggle with that with my family. I have the elderly who ask me for help how to use this technology, how to use apps, because here, even in Miami, I'll show you right now. I'm going to cross the street because I see it. Sometimes it's like even necessary to have a smartphone just to do basic things, like parking your car. There's no pay meters here. It's all done via your smartphone, which is crazy. Right here. If you park here, it's pay by phone. And there's no way to park if you don't have a phone. I really feel bad for people who can't figure out how to download the app or to log in, register, make an account, sign up their credit card. I mean, what are they supposed to do? Ask someone else to pay for their parking spot? I don't know. To me, it feels like they at least should have an option where people can pay with cash or a machine if necessary, because this seems a little bit unfair to me. And then if the city comes to like ticket someone because they don't know how to pay for the parking, it's kind of ridiculous. It's like, hey, I tried to pay, I don't have a phone, what am I supposed to do, you know? And I was also reading some stuff too on online. Like even homes now and apartments, some of these newer places, they don't even have a physical key. It's all done with like a smartphone to get in. And to me, that kind of alienates the same group of people who don't know how to use a smartphone, who don't have a smartphone. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, lock them out of their own house or home? I think there was an incident that was like that, where some people were out, they were elderly, and the landlord, they changed the locks to be all these electronic locks while they were gone. And when they got back, they got locked out of their home. It was like, hey, what are we supposed to do here? I gotta download this or whatever. And I think there was a lawsuit that was filed against the landlord, and the landlord lost. Because in a way, it is like discrimination too. True Child of God says it's not a good idea because of hackers. Yeah, good point. Gaza, you think some people choose not to learn technology because they don't want to let go of the history of their era. They grew up with it, so maybe they can cope with it. Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge now to live without a smartphone, I think. It is really unfair. And also, going back to smartphone usage too. If you go to restaurants, the restaurants, they don't even have a physical menu anymore. You gotta scan a QR code. Like, what are you supposed to do if somebody doesn't have a smartphone and they don't have a physical menu? Oh, let's, I don't know, I'll look at this into an art mural. Here, I'll draw the menu for you. This is what it looks like. It's not a bunch of black dots and whatever. It's really messed up, in my opinion. Even me, I don't really like using the QR code menus at restaurants. It's like, Why do I have to open up my phone, scan this thing, waste my phone battery, and load up a website? Sometimes it doesn't even work, or it's slow, or they have no internet inside. It's kind of ridiculous to me. I'm not really a big fan of the QR code menus. If you're already in a restaurant, just give me the menu and I'll order from it looking at it. So now we're on the border of Edgewater and Midtown Miami. Steven laughs when they have a QR code menus, but they still give you a physical one. Yeah, true. They give you both, so. John saying smart. Yeah, that's another thing too. What if you're not able to use a smartphone well enough to read it? It will read the small text. It's like half the time you'll be doing this, like, what does that say? Beef with what? Is it baked or fried? It's really bad. Or the formatting of the website will be bad, or you gotta turn your phone sideways to read it. Oh gosh. Shelly Ann saying bad eyes or people can't see it. Yeah, what about those people? And I've been to some restaurants too where you have to even order on your phone while you're at the table. Like, you can't even do this. Be like, I want beef with broccoli, give it to me. It's like, no, you gotta use your phone, you gotta sign in, you gotta pay on your phone too, and then when we're ready, we'll deliver it to your table. And I'm like, why? Why? So crazy. Miss Meow Meow, you're one of the elders, and when I started using a mobile, it gave me headaches and my eye vision was affected. Yeah, that's not good. Shirley's saying that's crazy ordering from your phone. I'll call to order it. Yeah, I think so. Steven saying to bring back the automat. Yeah, that was the machine that you pay for and then delivers your food. It's like a vending machine for food. Dutch bike blogger, not necessarily. Ordering on your phone provides you with an image of the food, because I've seen menus where it's just like a written menu too. It doesn't provide you a picture. Take a look at this mural that I'm passing up to. Really nice. Cartoons and coding, you'd rather use a computer to browse the internet than to use a smartphone. Yeah, I prefer it too, to use a computer, because I find that the screen's a little bit bigger and you're able to navigate websites easier than a small screen. Interesting bakery. It's a European bakery and cafe. Rainier. Yeah, Richard, that's true. Less interaction with servers, but people are still expected to tip a certain amount. It's good to know the urgent care center is here. MD now. Open 365 days. Vice City. So over here, I want to try something. If I head over to the west here, I think I'll hit some train tracks. I like to see what it's like. Unedited, you have lifted me up by your walks. Just had back surgery 14 days ago, and you inspire me to keep pumping out the walks. My pleasure, Unedited. I hope you feel better. It's a hair salon. Wow. Well, you take a look at this house in the middle of this area. I think it's home to a store now. Com, K-O-M. And is that a church back there? Wow. I have to check this out. It's a beautiful building. French Bulldog. Are French bulldogs actually from France? I'm not even sure. And here's the back side of the house. I forgot the name of this breed. Is it Yorkshire Terrier? I've seen them a lot. I know they're pretty common. Mike Ray's moving to Cape Coral in a few months, but might be working in Miami. Might see you walking one day. Excellent. All right, I was right. So I do know my dog breeds. That was the Yorkshire Terrier. What an amazing church. It looks very well built. Wow, that's a unique Miami Beach Patrol vehicle, or Miami Police Patrol vehicle. They had their whole car wrapped up with autism awareness. Hey, we're following the Yorkshire Terrier again. Feels like the Yorkshire Terrier is walking the owner. Zozo asking church downtown. I'll have to take a look. Noodles, I don't have a dog. I have no interest in getting one because I know I won't enjoy taking care of it since I'm out all the time, and if I travel then I have to worry about the dog. That goes for any kind of pet, really. I don't even have plants for that reason too, because if I'm away then I have to worry about the plants dying. I think pets are good for people who are really established in a place and don't really need to travel that often. Too bad this mural, you can't really see it easily because of this fence and the bush. For sure, Shirley, having a pet's a big responsibility. You know, since we're on the topic of pets, I was browsing Reddit today, and I opened up one of the articles that someone posted. Someone made a public service announcement in the Miami subreddit and saying pet owners shouldn't be walking their dogs on hot asphalt. And they showed some doggy paws that are all burnt like that. And it's true, in this hot weather, you really have to monitor your dog, or at least protect your dog's paws from the heat. Connie is saying, I bet a lot of people don't even think of that. Yeah, I mean, it's a big responsibility. I'll be honest, not unless my pet was vocally telling me, hey, this is not healthy for me to be walking on this hot asphalt. So going down this way is a dead-end street, and past the dead ends, the bright line tracks. Vacant lot has been sold. Wonder for how much. Oh, Dutchman, it's against the law here in Phoenix to walk your dog outside if the temperature is above 100 degrees. You know, it doesn't even have this paw to burn up. You have to measure the temperature of the sidewalk and the asphalt. Believe it or not, this asphalt and concrete, it actually warms up the surface. It's not really a good material to it also traps the heat underground from escaping, so that's why the surface gets hotter. If you think about it, it makes sense too. If you have dirt and grass, it won't nearly heat up as much. Is this a used car lot? Kind of strange for this to be here. What exactly is this? Just a grassy parking lot, huh? Oh wow, look at this. It's for park. This one over here. I may try crossing here. You know what? It's too busy to cross here. I'll cross at the light. These homes on this block here must cost a fortune now. I'm sure developers are waiting to and develop on these tall buildings and developments. So this traffic light I've experienced many times. Hey, look at this. It's only $3 to wash your car here. Oh, look at this. There's a machine too. It's $8 for regular wash, and the Windward's Best Wash is $15. Seems like it's a pretty basic car wash. All right, now we've got waiting for the light. We've got a few stickers. Yeah, POV. Gotta walk signal on at the same time that don't walk.
when I get
Hopefully as I approach the Windward core, which is the neighborhood I'm headed to, the internet gets a little bit better. Toasted Bakery and Deli. They close at 3 p.m. Never noticed this beauty salon before. And another bakery. I know Windward is pretty popular for bakeries. Oh, it's a excellent. Wonder how much this vacant lot costs in Windward. Joanne O'Byrne saying only New York bagels are good. If you said that, I think my friend Here Be Bar will disagree. He'll say New Jersey bagels are the best. Fellers, sir, did I try Mr. 01 pizza there in Windward? I did not. Look at these cars. I think we just stumbled upon a fitness workout. Yeah, CrossFit, that's what I was thinking. Hey look, there's actual coconuts in the trees here. Here's a coconut husk, or hole. Well, it's tough. I can't seem to break it. I wonder how long it takes for a coconut husk like that to decompose. I would think it would take a long time. Carmen Duke saying greetings from Guyana. Happy to join this walk on a cool Wednesday afternoon. Glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in. Whoa, what the heck? Oh my gosh. What are you car drivers doing? I don't even want to go up there until this light changes, because I might get clobbered. There are two drivers that almost caused a crash, just making a left turn in front of all these cars going straight. That's why when I drive in South Florida, I'm very careful when it comes to intersections. I'll even take it slower so I have more time to react. Shell Yan says they think it's a drag race. Totally not a drag race. I think one of the most egregious drivers I've seen was that live stream I did in Little Havana on Saturday night. It was like already 3 minutes into the stream and this driver reverses almost into me and a few other pedestrians walking across the driveway. Ace 587 saying everyone should have a dash cam here in Miami. I'd have to agree with you there. At least the law-abiding people who really care about, their safety and who's at fault. But yeah, I think it's a good idea to have. In my car, I have a front dash and a back. And even when I'm scootering or biking, I have a camera running too. Well, this isn't very cool for a sidewalk. It's like narrow, narrow, narrow. Spotman, you have a dash camera and a rear. Good for you. Joanne says you're getting nervous about driving in Florida now. Yeah, and you would think that people will know better, but hey, you just gotta really be careful, I guess. And since I went to the Florida DMV in quotes, because I needed to change my license from New York State to Florida, I was looking up like what the requirements were for getting the Florida license. I mean, for me, I just needed to provide a proof of identity, proof of social security number, and proof of address. But if you're applying for a brand new license without changing from out of state, you actually need to pass a written test of 100 questions. And some of those questions are really specific and strict. So you would think with a test like that people would really know the rules of the road, but they don't. And speaking of which, I find this completely hilarious, but you know what they call here in Florida? Almost every single state calls it the Department of Motor Vehicles, or the DMV, or at least like I would say like a good like 70-80% of them. But I think in Indiana it's called the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. Massachusetts is called the Registry of Motor Vehicles, so it's BMV and RMV, and Wyoming calls it the DOT. But why can't every state just call it the DMV? And here in Florida, you're gonna laugh at this, but the DMV here, or quote DMV, I don't even know if the locals call it by this name, is called the FLHSMV. I'm going to the FLHSMV today to get my license. What? Who in the world is going to call it that? Who is going to call safety? But I guess that's what a lot of government agencies, they just add more stuff at the end of their names just to make it fancy. Department of Construction and Architecture and Planning and initial planning stages or whatever, I don't know. That's what I'm going to call my department. Or Department of Government Property Taxes, Infrastructure, helping others that need it most. Let's call my department that. Spotman says it is what it is. Okay, I'm glad the locals just call it the DMV then. Shirley says New Jersey calls it the Motor Vehicle Commission. Okay, that's good. Oh, Lady Alley, Floridians still call it the DMV. They just changed it a few short years ago and we ignore it. As they should, because I was looking up a website of what different states call their DMVs, or whoever, you know, registers the cars and gives licenses out. And Florida, with that acronym, has the longest acronym out of all the states. The FLHSMV. Funny, funny, funny. So now we're on the main street of Windward. Lady Allie says that's why we ignore it. All right, good to know. I'm just gonna call it the DMV too. Thank goodness when I put in on Google Maps the DMV, it led me to the right place. All right, we've got the lunchtime crowd here in Windward. This place looks pretty busy. The Bakan. License renewal place. Well, good job, Florida, right? They think they're acting cool, but I would just change it back to DMV. Windward Collective. Look at this spot. Their bar stools are swing sets. You don't see that every day. Oh, Lady Allie's saying the driver's license place is another name for the DMV in Miami. Okay. You know, speaking of the DMV also, I thought I was going to have to wait a long time to get my license because I had bad experiences with the DMV or other government agencies. They like to take a long time. Like that scene in Zootopia where all of their DMV employees are sloths and they take forever. Well, I went to the DMV in the end of March to see if I can get my license at that time, except I went there and I found out that all the DMVs now in Florida, you need to make an appointment before you can get seen. So I had to wait like a month and a half to get seen. And other than that, I arrived at my appointment time. I was pretty much in and out of there within like 40 minutes. So that was actually pretty good. Hello.
Super quick question for you.
Yep.
Have you ever heard about us, Amnesty International?
No.
That's not because you're super young. You're like our age. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm busy now. I have to go. See you. Oh, Simply Sonora, New York changed the appointments now changed to appointments only due to COVID. Oh, they changed it too to appointments only. Didn't know that. Well, at least they were pretty accurate with their appointment time for me. Oh, JF, it's by appointment there as well? Wow. Lady Allie said they had super long lines before and people would fight at the DMV. Oh my gosh. That's why you have to have an appointment that's faster. Well, I'm glad it was pretty efficient for me. Granted, I had to wait a month and a half to get seen, but the actual waiting when I was there in person wasn't too bad. Dutch bike blogger asking, why is your New York City license not to be used in Florida? It's the same country. Yeah, you would think they would have like a universal driver's license, right? But the law is if you become a resident of the state, you need to get a new license for that state. That's what the law says. But there is like a universal ID here in the United States, and for most purposes, that's your passport. That's what I use for my proof of identity was my passport. Pollo taco. Got DJI. Famous for their drones and the Pocket 2. POVHFR wants to congratulate me on the Florida license. Thank you. Yeah, I felt that was the last major thing I needed to do before I could really say that I'm a resident of Florida, but now that I have it, it's one less worry on my mind. Oh, lady, you can renew online 3 times before you have to go in person. Well, that's going to be a long time because the Florida driver's license is good for 8 years. Mine doesn't expire until 2030. And I still had a few years on my New York State license too. That didn't expire until 2027. Ice Legend, this is the Windward Neighborhood here in Miami. It's kind of like the hip area of Miami. It's really known for its art walls and cool little bars and restaurants. It used to be a big industrial zone, but it got bought up and developed. And I have to be a little bit honest, this area over here can be a little bit sketchy at times. If you go down the wrong side streets or you come during late night and you wander off, then you really have to be careful where you walk. It's a big construction site here. I think there's a big sign over there welcoming people to Windward. Ivory, Paul Payne, in our nation's capital, the regions referred to as the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Yes, I read that. And when people refer to Washington, DC, they call it as just the district. Oh, Tony, in Chicago, the license expires in 4 years. Wow. I didn't know it expired that quickly. in Florida lasts for 8 years, and I had to pay $48 for the license. There's an art fusion gallery here.
No, it wasn't that color.
Wonder what's so fusion and artistic about this place. Well, the mural on it is definitely very nice, and it feels like a fusion to me. Brad asking if I've ever been to Homestead. I've passed through it on a tour bus going to Key West, but I've never been there personally. Oh, Shirley, you have to do your driver's license over? Yeah, I wish I could do mine over too, because it's really the greatest. But then again, you kind of regret that with a lot of like documents and whatnot. Like, oh man, I should have had my hair better, or like I look stupid, I should have worn this. But in my circumstance, my hair was all messed up. I went there with helmet head, and they took a picture of me with helmet hair. So I'm stuck with that picture for who knows how long now. Yeah, Shirley, that's completely true. I wish I could take the picture over. All right, so here is the start of Windward, folks. It says Windward starts here. And look at that, there's a tour bus. I just took this bus too, like a few weeks ago. You can actually see the video I did on the tour bus. It was 2 hours long. Windward starts here. And across the street over here, this is a neighborhood called Overtown. It's a really depressed neighborhood, historically African American, major African American community. But when the government built Interstate 95 through it, they really destroyed a lot of the community. Anyway, folks, I do have an appointment to attend. Wish I could stay longer, but I'm going to end my video here. I want to thank you so much for joining this live stream today. It was very nice walking from downtown, going up to Edgewater, and then over to Midtown and Windward, and to the border of Overtown. But give me a like. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.